We continue now at the top of Daf Tzadi Hayim and Beis in Meseches Eruvin. This is Eruvin Daf 95b. The Mishnah is continuing to discuss a person finds tefillin and he's afraid to leave them where they are on Shabbos. Uv'sakana. Now, what if he finds them in an area of sakana? Uv'sakana sheinu yochel lahamtin sham. He can't stay there. U'misyari mipnei halistim. He's afraid that there are robbers there, something like that. So what should he do in that case? Mechason v'holichlo. He should just cover them up and he should leave the area because it's not safe. Rabbi Shimon says, no son lechavero. What he can do is he gives it to his friend, v'chavero lechavero, his friend gives it to another friend, ad shemagia l'chotzer achitzon, until they reach the outermost chotzer. Rashi says, no son lechavero, v'chavero lechavero, dechol chad v'chad lo mamti lo arbamos. Nobody will carry it more than arbamos. L'chotzer achitzon shalir shu makam hamishtam. Reach on the first chotzer that you arrive at in the city, which is the first area that's well protected. V'chein beno, the same thing would be true by his son. Let's say a person, his wife gives birth in a field on Shabbos. Nosno lechaver, v'chaver lechaver, give the baby to his friend to his other friend. Afilu meya, even 100, and nobody should go more than 4 amos. Rabbi Yehuda says, no sin adam chavis lechaver. A person can give a barrel to his friend, v'chaver lechaver, and his friend to another friend. Afilu chutz l'tchum. You can use this method even to carry the barrel outside of the tchum. Amru lo, they said to him, lo tahalech zu yosem meragli ba'aleh. The chavis can't go further than the feet of the owner. If the owner can't go past a certain tchum, then the barrel as well. You can't use this method to leave the tchum of the owner. Rashi says, Lo talech zu yoser meragli ba'aleh, einon yecholim harchika mitchum shvisas bailim, hakol lefi ma she'irvu habailim. Everything follows whatever tchum the owners have. Gemara says, Zug echodin tfei lo. So the first time of the Mishnah said, you can do one pair of tefillin at a time, and that's it. Leimo tanan stam and deloka Rabbi Meir. Let's say that this Mishnah is not learned like the opinion of Rabbi Meir. The Ikar Rabbi Meir, because if it follows Rabbi Meir, Ha'amar lovish kol mashiyachol ilbosh va'otev kol mashiyachol latov. Rabbi Meir says on the contrary, if you're trying to save something from a fire, you're allowed to wear whatever you can wear, put on as much clothing as you can at once, and wrap up as much as you want. That's not we learned in a Mishnah. L'sham motzi kol klei tashmisho. To there he takes, to the chutzner near the fire, he takes all of the various vessels that he uses. V'lovish kol mashiyachol ilbosh v'otev kol mashiyachol latov. He wears whatever he can wear. He wraps up in whatever he can wrap up in. And how do we know that Stam Mishnah is Rabbi Meir? The Katani Allah, because it says on that, Lovish umotzi ufoshit v'lovish umotzi ufoshit. You wear, you take out, you undress, you wear, you take out, you undress. Afilu kol hayom kulu, even the entire day. Divrei Rabbi Meir. That's Rabbi Meir's opinion. So again, the first time of our Mishnah seems to be not like Rabbi Meir. Amar Rava says, Afilu tema Rabbi Meir. It could be the time of our Mishnah follows Rabbi Meir. Hasam derech malbusha. Over there, where you're wearing it in the normal fashion, kechol shavi rabbanan. So the rabbanan say you do it just like you do on a weekday. V'hacha derech malbusho kechol shavi rabbanan. And here as well, you do it just like you do it on a weekday. Hasam devechol kama deboy lovish linyan hatzola nami sharule rabbanan. Over there on a weekday, person can wear as many articles of clothing as he wants. So when it comes to saving from a fire, the rabbanan say do the same thing. Wear as much as you can at a time. Hacha devechol nami zug echodin tvei lo. Here, when it comes to tefillin on a weekday, you're only going to wear one pair of tefillin maximum at a time. You'll never wear more than one. L'inyan hatzola nami, when it comes to saving the tefillin as well, zug echod in tvei lo. You're only going to get one pair at a time, no more. Rashi gives a little bit more explanation to this. Rashi says, Hasam dekoy b'shar malbushin dechama deboy lavish b'chol. You wear as much as you want of articles of clothing on a weekday, but when it comes to the pairs of tefillin, zug echod in dekosavar Shabbos man tefillinu. According to the time of our Mishnah, Shabbos is a time where you could wear tefillin. Shari, that's why you're carrying it, because it really, in theory, you could wear one pair of tefillin on Shabbos. A person, even if he wouldn't need to save the tefillin, if a person wants to put on tefillin on Shabbos, he could. We're not going to let him wear more than the normal amount that he could wear on that day, which is one pair at a time. The Mishnah then said, Rabbi Gamliel said you can wear 2 pairs of tefillin at a time in order to save them from this area where they are. So the Gemara says, "My kosavar." What exactly does Rabbi Gamliel hold? Kosavar Shabbos man tefillin. Who, if he says Shabbos is a time where you can wear tefillin and you're wearing it in the normal fashion, zug echad in tefillo, you should only be allowed to wear one pair and nothing more. Kosavar Shabbos lavs man tefillin. Now, if the situation is, according to Rabbi Gamliel, Shabbos is not a time to wear tefillin, umishum hatzalo derech malbo sharule rabbanan, and it was just because you're saving it that the rabbanan said you're allowed to wear the tefillin. So afilu tvei nami, wear as much tefillin as you can. Why should you be limited to one pair? You're not wearing anything to do with a mitzvah anyway. The Gemara says, Liolam kosavar Shabbos lavs man tefillinu. Really, the Rabbi Gamliel holds that Shabbos is not a time to wear tefillin. V'chisharu rabbanan linyan hatzala derech malbush b'makom tefillin. But the pshat is that the Rabbanan allowed you to save the tefillin if you wear them in the normal way of wearing them, which is in the area where the tefillin should be worn, and that's why you can only fit, the Gemara right now thinks you can fit 2 tefillin in the particular spot. So the Gemara questions that. If so, zug echad nami in tefillo. It should be 1 pair, nothing more. If you're only allowed to wear the tefillin in the appropriate spot, isn't it true that only 1 pair of tefillin fits on your body at once? Gemara says, Amar Rav Shmuel bar Rav Yitzchak. Rav Shmuel bar Rav Yitzchak says, Makom yesh barosh, there's enough space on the head, laniach bo shtei tefillin, to place 2 tefillin. Gemara says, Hanicha derosh, that's a good answer for the tefillin shel rosh. The yad ma'ikol amemer, what are you going to say about the tefillin shel yad? For that, the Gemara says, Keder Rav Huna, it's like Rav Huna said. The Amar Rav Huna, because Rav Huna said, Pa'amim shadam bamin asada, sometimes a person is coming from the field, v'chavilaso al rosho, he has a bundle on his head, he can't put the tefillin shel rosh on his head, u'mesalkon me rosho v'koshon bizro, he can take the tefillin shel rosh off of his head and put it on his arm. Gemara said that has nothing to do with this case. Amor damar Rav Huna shelo yinag behen derech bizayin. Rav Huna was just saying you shouldn't treat the tefillin in a bizayin fashion, so put it on the arm. Roy miyamar, who said that he says that it's fit to put 2 sets of tefillin on an arm? Elo kedamar Rav Shmuel bar Rav Yitzchak makom yesh barosh aroy laniach bo shtei tefillin. Rather, you should say that just like Rav Shmuel bar Rav Yitzchak said that there's enough space on the head for two tefillin, hachanami here also makom yesh beyad sharoy laniach bo shtei tefillin. There is in fact enough space on the arm for 2 tefillin. Tana dvei Menashe was taught in the yeshiva of Menashe. Al yodcha, you put the tefillin on the arm. Zuki boris, that refers to the biceps. Beinei necha, when it says beinei necha, zukodko, that refers to the crown of the head. Heicha, where exactly is that? Amri devei Rav Yanai, they said in the yeshiva of Rav Yanai, mokom shemocho shel tinok rofes, it's the place where the head of a baby is soft. Gemara says, Leima b'der Rav Shmuel bar Rav Yitzchak kamiflagi. Let us say that the machlokas in the Mishnah between the Tanakam and Rabbi Gamliel really is a machlokas about what Rav Shmuel bar Rav Yitzchak said. The Tanakam, Leslie, the Rav Shmuel bar Rav Yitzchak. Tanakam does not hold of Rav Shmuel bar Rav Yitzchak, says you cannot fit more than 1 tefillin on the area of the head. Rabbi Gamliel is later Rav Shmuel bar Rav Yitzchak, and Rabbi Gamliel says no, we do hold like Rav Shmuel bar Rav Yitzchak, meaning Rabbi Gamliel holds of the position of Rav Shmuel bar Rav Yitzchak that you can fit 2 tefillin on the head. The Gemara says lo, no, the Kuli Alma Islu the Rav Shmuel bar Rav Yitzchak. It could be everybody agrees you can fit 2 tefillin on the head. V'hacha b'Shabbos man tefillin kamiflagi. Here the machlokas might be whether Shabbos is a time to wear tefillin or not. The Tanakama savar Shabbos man tefillinu. Tanakama holds Shabbos is a time to wear tefillin, so you're actually wearing the tefillin as if you're putting it on for the mitzvah. You only put on 1 at a time. Rabbi Gamliel holds Shabbos lavzman tefillin. Shabbos is not a time to wear tefillin, and you're really doing it. You're just wearing it derech malbush in the place where it's normally worn, so you can even wear 2. V'boy seim, and some say the kol yalma Shabbos man tefillin. Everybody agrees Shabbos is a time to wear tefillin. V'hacha b'mitzvahs tzrichas kavana kamiflagi. The machlokas is by mitzvahs do you need to have kavana in order to be yotzei? Tanakama savar lotzeis boy kavana. Tanakama holds that in order to be yotzei the mitzvah you need kavana. Rashi will explain this. Rabbi Gamliel savar lo boy kavana. Rabbi Gamliel holds you do not need kavana. Rashi over here explains Tanakama savar Shabbos man tefillin. Who the first approach is the Tanakama holds Shabbos is a time for wearing tefillin. Umishamatzola lo mishru beit tfei min mitzvah. To save it, you can't do more than the actual mitzvah. The lav tachshin, they're not considered a garment, an ornament. The kol shekain dekaven is man tefillin hovika bal tosif. Not only that, even furthermore, since it's a time of tefillin, if you wear 2, you're actually doing bal tosif. Asi isser bal tosif umashvi lahu aleh kamasvei. The isser bal tosif comes and says your second pair of tefillin is like a burden you're carrying, and it's a problem. You can only do 1 tefillin at a time. Rabbi Gamliel savar lavzman tefillin. Rabbi Gamliel says no, there's no mitzvah of tefillin right now. According to Rabbi Gamliel, it's an ornament. It's like a garment. You're wearing it. As long as it's an ornament, it's fine. There's no baltosif because there's no mitzvah. Just like wearing it, and as long as you can fit 2 in the proper area, it's going to be fine. That's the first understanding of the machlokas Tanakam Rabbi Gamliel. Another explanation is that everybody holds Shabbos as a time of tefillin. According to all opinions, it is not an ornament, it's not a garment. And the machlokas is about mitzvah strichas kavana as follows. Tanakama savar mitzvah strichas kavana. Tanakama holds you need kavana to fulfill a mitzvah. Sha'osa mitzvah tzarech sheyechavin ba. When you do a mitzvah, you need to have kavana. Hilkach zug echad in tefillo. You can do 1 pair and not any more. The mechavin lemitzvah ika. If you have kavana, the mitzvah's there. Ika bal tosif bechad. If you are mechavin, there's going to be a Baal Tosef if you do any more than one. V'ilo mechavin l'mitzvah, and of course, if you don't have kavana, travayu masui, then they're both a burden in who they're both going to be a burden. V'yein kam mitzvah, there's no mitzvah at all. So according to Tanna Kama, you should put it on, have kavana for the mitzvah, and you can only do one and no more. Rabbi Gamliel savar mitzvahs ein tzrichas kavana. Rabbi Gamliel holds mitzvahs do not need kavana. Hilkach mitzvah ika, so the mitzvah's there automatically. Baal Tosef leka. In this version, Rashi says there's no Baal Tosef. Why? They ain't over al Baal Tosef el imkein neskavein lemitzvah. A chiddush Rashi says in the first version. Rashi's going to have another explanation, but Rashi says there's no Baal Tosef unless you have kavana. V'zelo neskavein. This guy didn't have kavana. V'chol chad, with every one he's wearing two tefillin here. Amri hay lemitzvah. We don't know which one's the mitzvah. We say each one might be the mitzvah. It's perfectly fine. That's Rashi's first approach. V'libi megam game lomar. But Rashi says he's unclear that this is a good pshat. The kaven delav tachshit ninu. If it's not going to be considered an ornament, nihid de Baal Tosef leka. Okay, fine. Let's say we eliminate Baal Tosef. Isser Shabbos, mialopaka. You should still have an Isser Shabbos of carrying the extra pair. You got one for the mitzvah and one extra. Now, don't try to say in the second version that everybody agrees it's a garment, it's like an ornament. Because then according to Tanna Kama, you should have no problem at all. Lo lechavin v'lo litzer, have no kavana, make it a garment, take as much as you can carry. Don't try to say that according to the second version, Tanna Kama considers it not an ornament, and Rabbi Gamliel says it is an ornament. If that was the case, say the machlokas is about tachshit. And furthermore, that's actually the first version, because the first version said they're arguing whether it's a zman tefillin or not a zman tefillin, meaning whether you're wearing it as a mitzvah or wearing it as an ornament. So none of these explanations are satisfactory. So Rashi changes the girsa slightly. V'nira li, so it appears to me, dahachi garsinan, the girsa should be as follows. Tanna Kama savar mitzvahs ein tzrichas kavana. Not that the Tanna Kama holds mitzvahs need kavana. The Tanna Kama is the one that holds mitzvahs do not need kavana. Ulekuli alma tachshedein. And according to this, let's say that all agree that it is an ornament. Hilkach keven delinyan meipak yidei chov say nafik below kavana. So it goes like this. According to the Tanna Kama, since you're yotze automatically the mitzvah with no kavana, le'inyan Baal Tosef nami afagav delo mechavin lu lemitzvah ika Baal Tosef. In this version, Rashi says there's an automatic Baal Tosef even though you're not having kavana, so therefore you can't wear any more than one keven d'zman tefillinu. Since Shabbos is a zman tefillin, so it's a time for wearing tefillin, you automatically have a mitzvah and there's automatically a problem about Baal Tosef. You can take one and no more. Rabbi Gamliel holds tzrichas kavana, that mitzvahs need kavana. Lot says yidei chovas in order to be yotze. Hilkach beval tosef nami lo avar ad mechavin lemitzvah. Therefore, you're not over Baal Tosef unless you have kavana for the mitzvah. So according to Rabbi Gamliel, very simple. Just don't have kavana. You won't be yotze the mitzvah. It's not a problem anyways because it's going to be considered an ornament, and that's why Rabbi Gamliel says you can wear two. And we'll continue with this discussion in the next video on Daf Tzadi Vav Amud Aleph.